I'm Maddie White. Today on Lincoln Now, Apple updates a new STEM center, NHS applications, and more. Find Lincoln Now on Instagram.
What's up, Lincoln? I'm RJ Rice.
And I'm Ava Miller, and welcome to the Lincoln Sports Zone.
That's right. The sports broadcasting class produces the Lincoln Sports Zone, but it's not played live to the school.
RJ and I are both members of the previous Sports Zone, so today we are going to do our own mini version of the zone, and we will have some Lincoln Live announcements later in the show.
So, let's get right into some sports.
The girls' volleyball team tournament run has come to a close.
Last night, the girls fought hard against Olentangy Orange in the regional semifinals, but were unfortunately unable to take a set.
Leading scorers for the Lions were Kyla McNeil with 7 kills, Sanaya Gardner with 6 kills, and Kaylee Jackson and Siobhan Weaver with 5.
The girls ended up finishing with a record of 16-9. Congrats to the girls on a great run in the tournament. The girls' cross-country team is ready to run at States tomorrow.
Last week they ran at the regionals meet, coming 5th overall, and Ruby Lewis individually qualifying for States.
The girls are very excited to be going back to States, and we talked to junior runner Olivia Smeck about what this accomplishment means to her.
We're super duper excited to run tomorrow at the state meet. We made it last year, and we all feel so much stronger and so much more fit this year, and we're so ready to go out there and give it our all. This is super important to the team because this is only the 6th time in school history that we've made it, and for some of the girls in varsity, this is the 2nd year we've made it. And it's just a really big deal to make it to the state meet and say that you run at the state meet with the best girls in the state, and it's just like really exciting, and we've been working toward this goal all season long, and we're so happy that we achieved it and we get to run at the States tomorrow.
Good luck, girls.
Also, good luck to Owen Toller, who will be competing at States tomorrow as an individual.
Speaking of competing, the varsity football team is home tonight in the opening round of the state playoffs.
The Lions are the 3rd seed in Region 3. They've won 7 games in a row and have an 8-2 record.
They'll host 14th seed Reynoldsburg tonight at 7. Tickets can be purchased on the OHSAA website at ohsaa.org/tickets. They're $11 for adults and $5 for students.
And now we get a live look out to the stadium where Matthew is standing by with a preview of tonight's game.
Good morning, Matthew. It's exciting that the playoffs will be at home tonight.
Yes, it is. The Lions are feeling confident tonight. After a slow start to the season, the Lions have been dominant, outscoring their opponents 228-67. That's an average score of approximately 32-9. They've understandably turned to their rushing attack since losing quarterback Brennan Ward to a broken thumb. In fact, the Lions threw just 5 passes for a total of 3 yards in Friday's win against Pick North. And they're excited to start their 2nd season tonight.
Something we always talk about, especially in the state of Ohio, is we don't worry about records when it comes to playoffs. Anybody can win at any given time. So we just got to kind of, scout them, see what their strengths are, see how we match up with our new offense this time, and hopefully take advantage of some things to continue progress through the playoffs.
Yeah, so this week, I think it's all about just being mature. We got to take care of our business. We got to do things correctly on our end and just focus on getting to the next round. It's win or go home now, so regardless who we play, we just got to do what we do.
We went to Reynoldsburg High School this week to talk to the Raiders. Reynoldsburg is 4-6, and they are led by first-year head coach Juwan Armour, who used to play in the NFL. Reynoldsburg has lost 2 in a row, including last week's 52-21 loss to Pick Central. But the Raiders are excited to see a familiar foe tonight, Gahanna Lincoln.
I think we're more excited just to make it to the playoffs. We're happy to play anybody, but we're looking forward to playing a team that we're familiar with, players that we're familiar with, and it should be a good game. From the film we've seen from Pick North, they were still able to execute despite not being able to throw the ball down the field, and so their success really depends on if we're able to stop the run, and we plan on doing that.
Obviously, with their starting quarterback out, they really can't pass the ball, so really just stop the run and contain them, and I feel like we can get the win.
So that's a quick look at tonight's game. Now let's send it back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Matthew. Tell us once again, where do students need to go for tickets?
To get your tickets for tonight's game, just go to ohsaa.org/tickets.
Thanks.
As we know, the Lions practice Monday through Thursday and play on Friday nights with those flashing lights in the stadium.
But that begs the question, how do the Lions players and coaches use the weekends to prepare for the following week?
Well, I went out and got a closer look at what Saturdays look like for the football team. Now, you all saw earlier in the show how Gehenna beat longtime rival Pick North last Friday. And you wouldn't be wrong to say that celebrations are in order. But what about afterwards? As the band stops playing and the lights go out, there's only one thing that comes to the Lions' minds, and that's that the job's not finished.
Saturdays to us is like an opportunity to recover and like to get right mentally and get ready for the next opponent we face.
Saturdays to me are just another time to, be around your guys, watch some film, get rid of that soreness, and just come together as a team and talk about the game before.
And then from a correction standpoint, right, it's great to kind of come in when the game's still fresh in your mind and be able for our guys to kind of see things they did great and celebrate that, but also kind of make our corrections.
Saturdays to me are crucial because, those are our recovery days and those are the days we come in and get right. We come in, we do some stretches, and, we run a little bit to get the lactic acid out of our legs. We lift and get our muscles right, and then after that we'll kind of watch some film, just revise on everything, and, we spend the rest of the day off.
But before the boys earn their day off, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And not just for the players, but just as much, if not more, for the coaches. Which leaves some wondering whether or not the extra work days are really worth it.
We've kind of played around with at times, kind of wondering, should we come in every Saturday? Should we not with the kids? Especially as we get longer into the season.
So the only downside would just having to get up early. Nobody wants to do that after playing a hard game.
As coaches, we have families. I have a son. We have different families, and it's tough on them sometimes. Outside of the weekends is not spending a lot of time or spending some remote time with my son.
Hardly any other teams in the Ohio Capital Conference practice or come in through the weekends. So it's clear that Saturdays don't come without sacrifice. But the fact of the matter is that without them, along with many other contributions made by the team and coaching staff, Gehenna wouldn't be the game-winning football team it is today.
Yeah, I think what people don't realize is how important it is to get the guys up on Saturday. If you've never played football on a Saturday after you've played a whole game, you wake up so sore.
I would say they definitely helped me to play better, During the week, you build up a lot of soreness, a lot of bruises and all that, and then especially during the game, physical. So it just helps to get rid of some of that.
They help everyone else so we can, mentally get right for the next game, see our mistakes and fix them and practice the next week.
I've said this before, it takes what it takes, right? If you're going to be in this career and you want to play winning football, there's a certain process that has to be done.
So Gehenna is going to continue to follow this process because winning isn't something that's supposed to come easy. Thanks to Coach Ward and his staff for letting me have access on a Saturday.
The Lincoln Sports Zone returns in full today.
The sports broadcasting class will break down the keys to tonight's game.
They've also got stories about the football team's mission after Brennan Ward got hurt.
And an in-depth look into the girls' cross-country team as they prepare for states.
They'll also preview some winter sports seasons and the issue of sports betting among high school students.
And the Sports Zone team picks its top 5 winter sports athletes to watch out for here at Lincoln.
Who's number 1? Tune in to find out.
So that's our mini Sports Zone.
We have a few news announcements for you as well, so we will be back in a moment.
This is a special edition of Lincoln Live.
Most practices in science are based on data, but sometimes scientists just want to have fun like everybody else. And that's exactly what Mrs. Lewis's bioscience class is doing this week. They're carving science-themed pumpkins, just for the fun of it. The class wrapped up their science-themed pumpkin carving contest yesterday and had some great results. Congrats to first-place winners Sydney Wadges and Jenna Robinson, who carved a stethoscope. The second-place pumpkins were created by Kate Reitz, and third was Lucy Brown. And the students had a blast.
And this event was pumpkin carving for science. Basically, on Tuesday, you can bring your pumpkin in and you can carve something. It has to be with the topic of science, and that's why there's DNA or there's a beaker right there. Once you do the carving, we judge them. There's different judges, and whoever wins gets top 3. They get prizes.
Are you a Kamala fan, a Trump supporter, a diehard independent? Make your vote count in GLHS's Kids Voting Ohio election. The ESS students will be hosting an election on Monday. Stop down next to the main gym throughout the day with your classes or during lunch periods to vote for your favorite candidate. There will be a photo booth, games, and more. But most of all, it's a great way for our ESS students to learn skills while signing voters in, checking IDs, and learning voting software. So make sure you stop by on Monday.
Don't forget to check out our website at lincolnonline.org. There, you can find all of the latest stories and shows from both Lincoln Live and the Sports Zone. Well, that's all we've got for today.
Thanks for watching our Sports Zone and Lincoln Live collab show.
Don't forget to check out the Sports Zone this afternoon as they cover the rest of the stats and interviews we missed in today's show.
Bye.
Bye.